do is try to share it on your page.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work for us.
Okay.
And if not, you can just send us the link anyway. So
Let's see. All right.
should we move closer?
I think you're good.
Okay.
Let me just make sure that it's going live here.
Okay.
I
It
see it.
says that it's live.
Yeah, I see it. Here we go. Now
Yes,
let's.
we're live. Good afternoon, everybody.
There we
We're
go.
ready to roll.
Let me. Okay. I'm gonna share it on your timeline. Okay. So that live is on one timeline.
Okay.
Going to the next one.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We are rolling. Welcome
We are,
everybody.
yes, welcome to the hour of love.
That's right.
Yes,
Joe is the
absolutely.
host. Joe
Oh,
is the
sorry.
host.
Okay. All right, daughter. My nephew Joe is the host.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Hey Andy, how you doing? I see you plugged in. Um, welcome. This is, like you said, the hour of power, where we're going to you're going to introduce yourself to the audience and just tell them a little bit more about what you do. We really want to just encourage people and give them something to be encouraged about. So now, you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Alrighty. I am Taja Johnson. I am a licensed life insurance broker out in Angier, North Carolina. I'm also licensed in South Carolina.
Hello, everybody. My name is Janine R. Johnson, and I am also a life insurance broker licensed in the state of North Carolina. And my daughter and myself, we've gone into this business together to help you and your family.
And together we are J&E Generational Wealth Group. We have an office here in Angier, North Carolina. However, we do serve the whole state. We help families find affordable coverage, final expense, mortgage protection, life insurance, whole life, term life, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, I wanted you to kind of go over that name because I like the name.
Okay.
J and E. Can you explain that to the viewers just a little bit? Why
Well,
that?
I want to take you back. J&E represents my beloved godson who passed away last year. So this is an honor of him. J is my first initial, which is Janine, and his initial is E. Emmanuel Jordan. So that is an honor of him. So we love him, and we want to dedicate this to him. So that's the start of our name, and Taja will continue with the rest of that, the meaning.
Okay, so the rest generational wealth group. My mom and I, we are independent brokers. However, we decided to come together and merge our businesses. So, Generational Wealth Group was a part of my business, and it is so powerful. And I chose that name because you can generate wealth with life insurance on either side, whether you are a licensed broker or you have a life insurance policy. So we really want to impact the families that we help and teach them how to utilize their policies to generate wealth. So that's how I came up with Generational Wealth Group.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of viewers might not know who Manny was. Manny, he was a beloved father, a son.
Yes.
Um, he definitely will be missed. Now, kind of go over how can you create generational wealth with life insurance, like for beginners. How does that happen? How can you do that?
Okay, so there are many ways to create wealth with life insurance. It's not a one size fits all. Everyone's circumstance is different. So there are different plans that you can utilize to generate wealth, such as index universal life. You can use a whole life policy, which generates a cash value. I don't know if anyone knows this, but the owner of JCPenney used his life insurance policy to pay his employees when he was facing rough times to keep his business afloat. So that's just an example of how you can utilize the cash value that accrues in your policy to fund it into a business or fund it into some real estate. So that's really what we like to pinpoint. Different ways you can build cash value in your policy, whether it's a whole life, whether it's an IUL, or whether it's a universal life. A lot of people don't know because these types of plans have only been out for 10 years.
Okay.
You can have a term life policy. It has a negative connotation. A lot of people think, you have coverage for 20 or 30 years, then your money went nowhere. No, it protected you for that amount of time. And nowadays you have policies where you can get all of your premium back from your term life insurance while you're living. So that is very powerful. If you're putting in, $40,000 into your life insurance policy throughout the years and you outlive your policy and you can take that $40,000 out while you're living, that's very beneficial. You can fund it into a business, fund it into a real estate, pay off some real estate you already have. And that's just a number. It's not limited to 40,000. I was just throwing that number out there. So there's a lot of different ways that you can create wealth with your life insurance policy.
And I also want to get into the other side of it as far as at a young age, and I know it's happened to me where you don't think about life insurance. You don't think about the future. You don't think about coverage. If something happens to you, you want to be able to leave something behind for your family. Absolutely. So that's what we stress as well. Get in it while you're young. Have that coverage while you're young. So if anything happens in the future, because we also provide mortgage protection. So if you purchase a home, you also want to be covered as well as far as the protection of your home if something ever happens. So you want to look at it like that. As a young person, even in the middle of, middle-aged or what have you, you always want to make sure that you have that protection. Just like with health insurance, it's the same thing. It is something that is crucial and you need it. It is that protection. So like I said, if something happens and you happen to pass away, at least your family is left behind with a cushion and they have that opportunity to grow and to build something because you left something behind for your family. So that's how we look at it. We look at all aspects of life insurance, and it's so important for people to understand that.
That's absolutely right, because even if you don't want to generate wealth while you're still living, at least you left a legacy behind. At least you left your family without taking care of your final expenses, whether that be burial coverage or bills that you owe or, your mortgage. We just want to make sure we're keeping our assets in our family, pass it on from generations down. That's the most important part because everyone doesn't want the living benefits. Everyone isn't out to, get rich while they're living. At least take care of your expenses because we know we're going to die. It's not, if it's going to happen, it's when it happens. We need to have some type of protection so our family won't be in debt. We don't want to create generational debt. We want to create generational wealth.
Yes.
And life insurance is definitely a tool you can use to create that.
Absolutely. And that's why we're here. We are passionate about it and we're here to help families.
Okay.
We are. That's what we're here for.
So how did you get into it? How did you get involved?
Well, I actually was presented with the opportunity a couple of years ago, and I didn't do my research then, But I don't know about you guys, but the pandemic really opened up my eyes,
Yes,
and
for
showed me
both of
how
us.
important it is to have coverage. And I not only knew a lot of people who struggled from COVID, but I don't know, the death rate around um me, Facebook, and just friends of
Yes, it was
friends,
overwhelming.
the death rate was really high, and the amount of fundraisers I seen on social media,
Yes, it was
from
overwhelming.
GoFundMe's to fish fries, just trying to raise money to take care of someone's burial expenses. I just started to tap into life insurance. I was watching YouTube videos about it, and I seen more value than I knew. So once I started to learn more about life insurance and how beneficial it is, not only to the dead, but to the living, I went back to that opportunity that I was presented with, and they were able to help me get licensed and show me all the different benefits and values of life insurance. And from that day forward, I fell in love with helping families and just teaching them and educating them about the importance of having coverage.
So I guess what would you say would be the one misconception about like life insurance, like that?
Um, the one misconception about life insurance,
Mhm.
I get a lot of, it's not going to pay out, or you only have it for a certain amount of time, and then you don't have any more coverage. That's why it's important to sit down with a specialist, sit down with someone who's a licensed, because when you go buy a home, you sit down with, a mortgage loan officer.
Mm-hmm.
You go sit down with a realtor. A lot of times people, they sign up for coverage or they sign up for policies and they don't know what they're getting because they didn't sit down with a specialist. And another one that I get is, oh, you have to wait. I'm on a 2-year waiting period. That is true with some companies if you just mail in a piece of paper and you're not sitting down with a specialist who can guide you and
Absolutely.
who can lead you into what plan is most beneficial for you and your family and your circumstances. So that's a major one. The 2-year waiting period, and what's the point? I'm only going to have it for 20 years and I'm not going to have it anymore. That's
Yeah.
with term coverage, and life insurance is not a one size fits all. That 20-year, 30-year might be beneficial to someone else and just not you. So a lot of people don't know enough about life insurance to make a solid decision. That's why it's important to sit with someone who's licensed and who knows what they're doing, who can share with you the knowledge that you need to make the right decision.
Exactly. And the misconception that I come across is people think that it's just for the dead. So people are not, they don't understand that there's living benefits involved as well. So that's what we're trying to come across. That's what we're trying to tell our people. That is, it's so important to understand all aspects of life insurance. And it's important to sit down with a specialist so we can go over these things. And a lot of people think that it is expensive, but it's affordable. We're able to sit down with you and go over some things that fit your budget and your needs.
That's right.
So that's very important to us because we know that a lot of times, we're working, we're trying to maintain the bills that we have, and we respect that. So we go over, a budget with our clients so we can give them the best thing possible that fits their needs.
Oh, and another one is I'm covered through my job, which is awesome. That is so awesome to take advantage of the coverage that your job provides, but you don't own that policy. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but it's so important to own a policy outside of your employer, because once you leave that employer, what are your options?
That's right. So what about if you have underlying conditions? Is that like is that something?
You can still get coverage. There is coverage for everyone.
Absolutely.
Whether you have health conditions or not, there's coverage for everybody.
And so what would be like the main difference between a broker and an agent? Is there a major difference there?
Oh, there is a major difference there. That's a good one.
Okay.
So the difference between a broker and a traditional captive agent is options. When you're sitting down and you're going over your options with an agent, they can only help you with the plans that that particular company they're representing offers. A broker represents their client. They don't represent a particular company. So when you do come across someone who has underlying health conditions and one company won't take them, you can find a company that will take them when you're a broker. And another thing is, I don't I don't see myself as a salesperson. An agent, they can only give you the plan that that company has. So that's the biggest difference is the options.
Right. So we're able to work with our clients and we're able to get them something that best suits their needs, like we discussed. So we have more options. We can work with different companies to get them the best price possible for them. So that's what I'm excited about. That's the difference between a broker and an agent. We're able to work with different companies so we can get our clients the best, the best for them, the best options for them.
Okay. Now, another quick question: are you guys just like located in North Carolina? Like, can
Yes,
you?
we're located in North Carolina. However, we work in South Carolina as well, and we
Okay.
do plan to expand to different
Yes.
states. Georgia is
Okay.
another state we're expanding to, Florida, and hopefully New York.
Okay. Awesome. And so, like, I guess as far as what would be your goals? Like, what's the future looking like for J&E Wealth, generational wealth?
My goal is to educate as many people as I can and also to normalize having coverage, normalize life insurance, especially in my community. That is my number one goal. Like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of misconceptions about life insurance, and I just want everyone to know the benefits and the value of having coverage.
I agree. I just want to be able to educate people about the benefits of having life insurance. And I want to be able to spread that word throughout different states. My mission and my goal is to help my family, to help my friends, and just spread the word so people are protected. Like my daughter was saying, these past 2 years have been really, really challenging as far as COVID and looking on Facebook and you see GoFundMe. We want people to understand that whatever happens, you have that protection for you and your family. And to fully understand the benefits of life insurance. So that's my goal. That's my goal is to help everyone um, about getting life insurance and protection and protecting them.
And understanding what type of coverage that they have.
Okay.
You might see someone with a GoFundMe who had life insurance, but they didn't have what they thought they had. So once you can educate the community so they can understand what kind of policies offer what benefits, they'll know what to sign up for.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, because life is unexpected, life happens in the blink of an eye. Car accidents, health issues, all these things happen, like you said, unexpected. So basically, what we have to do is, you can use life insurance almost like a savings account. Is that right? Is
That's
that when
right.
you
That's
Absolutely.
right.
you can pull
Absolutely.
out what you've put into your savings account, like if you wanted to start a business or if you wanted to invest in real estate. How does that, does it happen quickly? Like,
So it depends on what kind of
Right.
plan that you have.
Yes.
Every plan is individualized, and it depends on how much you're willing to put into your life insurance. Some plans accrue cash quicker than other plans. It just depends on the amount of coverage that you have.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, so basically it depends on what plan that you have and the amount of cash
Correct.
that's in that account,
Yes.
right? Okay. All right. So let's say, for instance, there's somebody watching this that wants to join your group. What do they have to do? What would be the next steps for them?
Message us. But
Contact
the
us.
first step would be getting licensed, of course, and in the state that they're in. After that, we'll get them through the process of getting appointed with different companies, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So basically, you said they have to get licensed and then message you. Uh, how
Well,
long?
they can message us first so we can help them
Right. So
through
we
the
can guide them
process.
through the
Okay. Okay.
process.
Help you through
And also
okay,
the training, because
Yes.
some states require a pre-licensing course
yeah.
before you can continue to take the exam. I know
Okay.
that South Carolina doesn't, but inbox us and we'll give you, we'll guide you.
We'll
give you
we'll go over the deets.
Yes.
But we do provide training to agents as well. So
Yes.
it's not like you get licensed, you get appointed, and you're off on your own.
No,
So
we're
we
always
do provide training.
Yes.
We have our training calls. We have our in-person trainings. We have
So we're
different
here for you.
resources.
If you want to get licensed, we're here.
I got you. So if you want to get licensed, reach out to you, by message,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All right. So, like, is there, I guess, in your line of work, do you have like any examples where life insurance just helped somebody out tremendously where otherwise they would have not been covered? Does that make sense? Like, if you have any like example clients?
Yeah, well, of course, I don't want to get into too much detail on that, but I had a client who was covered, or so she thought, and a lot of times once people are covered, they're pretty adamant about, no, you don't need to see my policy. I'm covered. I'm good. So this particular woman, she let me look over her policy, and turns out that she was on a 2-year waiting period, and she didn't need to be on a 2-year waiting period. She's completely healthy. She didn't need any type of modified plan, but because she mailed in her request, her application, they can't when a broker's not sitting with you, the insurance companies can't say, oh yeah, this person's not in a hospital, this person's not in a wheelchair, they don't have any
Explain to them what
help
a 2-year waiting
with
period.
assisted daily living. So she didn't need to be on a modified plan, and I was able to help her out with that and get her on something immediate. And a modified plan, I'll go over what that is in a few, but she was ecstatic because she had no idea. She had no idea she was on a 2-year waiting period. She thought she was covered. If something happened to her the next month, her family wasn't going to get the full payout. They were going to get something, but it wasn't the full payout. And those types of plans are available and appropriate for someone who has health conditions that are high risk. They can still get coverage, but it's a modified coverage. So like I said, life insurance is individualized. It's based on the individual, what they can afford, their health conditions, but there are plans for everyone. But every plan is not appropriate for everyone, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you're saying that she thought that she had life insurance.
Correct.
She was actually on a waiting list.
Right.
So basically,
she wasn't on a waiting list. She was on a modified plan that wasn't appropriate for her health conditions. She didn't need that plan. And another one that I see too is accidental death. People have high amounts of accidental death coverage, thinking it's life insurance, and it's not. It's a rider. If you die in an accident, it's insurance. But if you just died due to natural causes, your family's not going to get paid out anything. So I come across that a lot. People just have accidental death, supplemental policies, and they think they're covered.
Wow.
And I think the great thing about it is when we go over the policies, or like we do policy reviews and people already have coverage, they're grateful when we're able to explain this to them. They're so grateful. So that's what I like about it. Because at the end of the day, you want your clients to understand their policy. So if anything happens to them, they're able to tell their kids, this is what I have, in case of the event that something in the future happens. So
Yeah.
you want that trust factor. You want that client to be able to say, aha, now I understand what I have. That's what we're here for as far as being a licensed broker. We work with our clients. We work for them.
Yeah.
The difference, like I said, as far as an agent that works with one sole company, it's a difference. We work for our client.
Okay.
Our partner, who was amazing. I don't know if you're watching this, but Cliff Johnson.
Hey, Cliff.
This is not my story, but this is his story. He had a client that he helped out, and he was just going over their policy, because everything's not about getting someone on a plan. Sometimes we just want to go over your policy, make sure it's in good standing, and you understand what's going on.
Yes.
You offer free policy reviews. So his client had a lot of money sitting in his policy, and he had no idea.
Wow.
None whatsoever. So
Because
it's stories like that are just mind blowing, and it just shows you how valuable coverage is, and how important it is to understand the coverage that you have.
Is that tax free? Like when you pull it out, you have to
Yes,
pay?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow. So that's a big difference. That's a game changer right there.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to file it on taxes. It's all, you're just pulling it out, almost like you're just pulling it out of a savings account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. Now, for those that are actually in the same field but are probably not as successful, like what would you encourage them? Like, because it seems like you're on the right path. So how would you encourage somebody in the field that's kind of like, that's in it, but it's like, I don't know if this is for me. I might try to do something else. You
have to be fully committed. You have
Absolutely.
to be consistent, and you have to have a system.
Okay.
My mentor always says you have to have a duplicatable system. So you can't have a foundation. Our foundation is based on leads. Anything else, we do our vendor events, do our workshops. That's on top of our leads. So you want to have a solid foundation and a solid system, and you want to work that system continuously.
Okay.
I would like to say that it's a learning process. Never be afraid to learn. When you learn, you grow. So that's my advice. Never be so standoffish. If you have questions, if you need help, reach out to someone. That's what it's all about. It's a learning experience every day. And you never give up. You keep on trying. If this is what you want to do, if this is your passion, you know what? Keep going. Keep
pushing. Don't give up, and put your clients first.
Absolutely.
Put their wants and their needs in front of yours. That's the most important thing, because we're serving people. And when you're serving people, you have to take yourself out of the equation.
Absolutely. And blessings always come. So we don't worry about the financial part of it, even though, it's important to get paid. But when you do right by people, they'll do right by you. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's all about serving people and helping people.
Put your client in the best position.
So this is a mother-daughter / daughter-mother.
Yes.
So
today's her birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Her
So
Cash App is not playing.
go ahead. So okay. So Ty, you went into the field first, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So when you went into the field, what was your reaction?
Um, my reaction is, I worked in a prison previously,
Yeah.
so this is a totally different ball game. But when I went into the field, I loved it. It was freeing. It was different from what I was doing. I was able to help people. I was able to serve clients. I was able to make families happy. And I knew that I was doing a good deed. So going into the field, I was fearless because I had a great mentor. He showed me everything.
Awesome.
And I was confident. And, my first day out in the field, I was still working, but I knew I was coming off of my job.
Okay.
So I had an excellent experience as soon as I got into the field.
So you got into the field. So who was the first client? When did the first client happen? It happened months, weeks, days?
No, my first
You know?
client came like right before I was even appointed. I wasn't even finished with my whole entire process because I was marketing myself on social media. So my very first client actually came from marketing myself on social media.
Okay. So you marketed yourself on social media, and before you even got your test finished, is that what you're saying?
Before I got appointed, my test was finished. I
Okay.
was licensed, but I was still in the process of getting contracted with different companies.
Oh, okay, okay. And so you had your client basically ready to go.
Right,
Okay.
right.
All right. And so now I've got to call you Aunt Nene because you are my aunt.
Hey, nephew.
So what was your thoughts when she got into it? Because
Well, one thing that I value the most is whatever my children desire to do, I'm there to support them.
yeah.
When I went to the meetings, as far as her training is concerned, and she introduced me to my upline now currently. It was an awesome experience, and I love people. I'm a people person, so I knew that this was the right thing for her to do. I knew that it was going to be something that can stay with inside of the family and that we can grow together, all of us. Like I said, you never get too old to learn. So she taught me a lot, when she was licensed and she was waiting to be appointed. She has drive like you've never seen before. And she's also passionate about helping people. Mm-hmm. So that spilled over to me. So I knew this was the right thing for us to do. So that inspired me to step my game up so that I can be trained and so that I can have my license. And it's a great experience stepping into this business because you're able to help people. And that's what it's all about. As you start to get older, me personally, I always think that it's important to give back. So that's what's important to me. And that's, what made me feel like, what, we're in the best position right now to help families. And I was all in when she decided to step into this business.
Yeah, she's been very supportive from day one.
Yeah.
When you tell people what your vision and what you're getting ready to do, everybody can't see it, but she's seen
Right.
it. She's seen it. My whole family's seen it. So that's a blessing. You don't just it's not every day somebody says, "Yeah, I'm leaving my job. I'm gonna go help people get life insurance."
That's
And
right.
everybody's supportive. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Well, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So Was there anybody that was like, Ty, you are what you're gonna quit your job and go into life insurance? Are you crazy? You have a
Nobody
good job right
really.
now. You know, you're gonna leave all of this behind to go into life insurance, right?
You know what? I didn't get that from too many people. And if somebody wanted to say it, they didn't say it, and I think it's because of my personality. I'm very observant, and I do my research before I hop into anything. So I'm not known for making um, rapid decisions and just jumping into something. So I think I had a lot of support because of that, because they know my history. I have a master's degree, I have a bachelor's degree, and I'm very well educated, and I just don't make abrupt decisions based off emotions or how I'm feeling. I wake up one day and want to do this, want to do that. No, I think um, a lot of people supported me because of that. Now I've had some people who were just like, okay, good luck, but they didn't really express like, what are you doing? But I could feel the energy. But that doesn't knock me down. I'm gonna keep on going.
Absolutely.
But for the most part, I had a lot of support.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome right there. So now it's been how long?
So it's been almost a year for me. I haven't even been doing this for a year. It's been almost a year. February will make a year.
So 3-year goal. What's the plan? What is J&E Generational Wealth look like 3 years from now?
3 years from now, I definitely want to incorporate health insurance as well. I want a location in Charlotte.
Yes, we definitely.
I want a location in New York. I want to be in White Plains. I think I want a location in White Plains.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Yes.
Florida. I just want to expand out to different states and also grow our agency.
Now,
I agree. I think that, I want to be all over the United States. So, I'm excited about it. Like my daughter was saying, seeing the vision. I'm in the vision, agencies all over.
And I want
all over the world, I guess.
And I don't not only from business. I want to speak to people. I want to educate people. I want to hold a lot of educational workshops so people can understand the importance of life insurance.
Okay. And so 3 years from now, we're expanding. We're going into health insurance. We're in White Plains. We're in Florida.
Yes.
That's a massive plan.
I guess Poughkeepsie too, right?
Charlotte,
right?
Charlotte. We're everywhere.
Texas.
Okay, I got you.
Georgia.
I got you. So Georgia, Tennessee,
just there you go. All over.
All over.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And I think it's obtainable.
We can do it. Yes.
So what separates your company from others?
Passion.
Drive. Absolutely.
Putting our clients first. And being available 24/7. I help clients text me at 11 o'clock at night. And that's not normal. Other companies, they work 9 to 5. Right. And that's it. But I'm available to my clients at any time.
And I think just being genuine and honest.
Yes.
Honest and have integrity.
Yeah.
Not just trying to push a sale down someone's throat. It's all about being honest and, straight, no chaser.
That's the most important thing.
Being honest,
like I was telling you, I don't see myself as a salesperson. I see myself as an educator, a specialist, and a professional. Not to say salespeople aren't professional, but I don't really care about the sale. I care about the sale, but I don't care about the sale. I care about my client more than I care about the sale.
Absolutely.
Well, I could tell you one experience that I had with a life insurance agent years ago. It's probably in 2016 or whatever. They came. I was working at Bulldog Kia, and they were going around asking about everybody if they got a life insurance policy. Well, me, I was curious, and I said, okay, well, let me see what you're talking about. And they sat down with me and they signed me up. But then after that, it was like extreme amount of pressure to move forward. I'm like, well, I gotta speak to my wife about this, and Brittany at the time was like, let's kind of. She's like you, Ty. She likes to do a lot of research. Okay, and she was just researching, but the other time the agent was just like, it was like she was calling me about 2-3 times an hour. So that's a lot of pressure. It's not necessarily caring about what I think is important or what my wife thinks is important, because a lot of times we just need to sit down and go over these things. I'm an easy sell. I'm an easy sell. I don't ask any questions. I just, hey, okay, you got that service? Okay, perfect. And a lot of times that gets me in trouble. But my wife, she likes to think about things and compare it to other companies, and looking at reviews and all this stuff. That's what she likes to do.
And a lot of times, Joe, that's what we do too. We do the work for you.
Right.
So if you're saying that this is what you want, this is what you need.
Yeah.
We do the research for you as well.
And like she said, being honest, I put it right out in front of you. That's why I like being a broker, because we don't have to leave the client with going to different companies. That can be stressful, especially if you don't understand the ins and outs of different coverage plans. So that's why we love being brokers, because we're going to do all the research for you, and you're going to be a part of the process while we're doing the research.
Well, it sounds like you're easy to work with. It sounds like you have the education for it. And it sounds like you have the products to help clients. Is that right?
Absolutely. We are here. We are here for our people.
So any final closing statements for the viewers out there?
Not really. If you need coverage or you need help getting licensed and you want to grow an agency or you want to join an agency, feel free to send us a message. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're not in the life insurance industry, all I want to tell you to do is keep pushing, no matter what nobody says.
Absolutely.
If you aren't where you want to be today, keep pushing through it.
Absolutely.
I'd rather work for myself than work for anybody else. Now that I'm in this thing full time, I can't see myself going back. So keep pushing. It'll all pay off. Be consistent, be organized, understand your business, serve your clients. If you're in a clients-based industry, serve your clients. Serve people.
And I would like to say, if you guys need help with insurance, if you're not sure about your policy, you can inbox us. We're here for you. That's what it's all about. It's about helping people. So that, come see us, inbox us, ask as many questions as you need to.
Absolutely. And like we said, we don't charge for policy reviews. That shouldn't be a thing. So like Janine said, if you need a policy review, we'll be glad to sit down with you, review your policy. If you're out of state, we can set up a Zoom call.
Yes.
And we can review your policy to make sure you are in the best position, or you have what you think you have.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Well, this concludes this episode.
Joe, I want to say thank you for having us on. And we'll be back to talk about life insurance again. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having us.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Put your cash app
we
in
need $20.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.